Okay, so poor John McCain drops dead in office. He gets elected, drops dead. So now she's the president. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, she's the president, fine. But don't you want your president to have had the presence of mind to have chatted to her teenage kids for 5 minutes about birth control?
Well, let me tell you something, new dad.
Yeah.
If you are under the misapprehension that when Harry is 17, that you are going to have even a remote influence
Oh, really?
on what he decides in the back seat of a Chevy on a Saturday night, I don't think old Dave's going to be popping in his mind at that point.
In the personal story segment tonight, no doubt that the entertainment industry has had a field day with Governor Palin. Take a look at Us magazine. Look at this cover, Babies, Lies, and Scandal. I mean, it's getting brutal in the land of popular culture. Now, yesterday, Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly interviewed the editor of Us.
Babies, Lies, and Scandal? What are the lies?
Actually, if you read the story, you will see it's actually very measured. It's a very even
I read the story. What are the lies?
It is a very measured story. You're just pointing out the few things in it that you are dissatisfied with. But this was
Bradley, what I'm satisfied with is fair and balanced reporting, where you tell the whole story. You make one accusation, then you tell what the other side is saying. You give context to allegations rather than throwing things out that are incendiary.
All right, joining us now from St. Paul is the vicious Megyn Kelly. Now listen, I knew when you were going to come on this program, you were going to turn. You're going to turn into the nice woman you used to be. This has happened to all of our contributors. Okay, now.
Spoken like a man who never saw me during my law days.
After you eviscerated that guy, they came back with the lies were about bloggers saying untrue things about Palin. Is that, I read the article, I mean, I think that might be in there, but certainly the cover was misleading, and that's what you were getting.
The cover's so misleading. The cover's so when you see Babies, Lies, and Scandal, you think they're talking about her lies, that she told lies. Well, you want to open up and find out what the heck they were. Then he couldn't point to any lies she had told. He said he was talking about lies people said about her.
Right.
Well, does the cover imply that? I ask your audience to decide.
No.
Clearly it doesn't.
See, I get confused by these magazines anyway. I can't tell the articles from the diet ads. I don't know if they're writing about somebody on a diet or they...
Bill,
I don't know. Go ahead.
That's where the danger is. That's where I mean, I read Us Weekly all the time when I'm in line in the grocery store. You know, you're not... You take those articles, you don't assume there's liberal bias in there or conservative bias in there. You know, you read certain publications, you know what you're going to get.
Right, but the owner of that magazine is a big Democrat, Jan Wenner. He also owns Rolling Stone. So to please Mr. Wenner, naturally, and this is happening at all publications around the country, to please their bosses, they go a certain direction. But they also want to sell magazines, and that's a provocative cover. Now, but it goes beyond the cover, because on the inside of the magazine it goes through all sorts of things which I asked this guy about. For example, they talk about Sarah Palin's husband's DUI arrest. Well, I asked this guy, do you mention in there that DUI arrest happened 22 years ago in 1986? First he said, yes, of course we do. No, they didn't.
And when I challenged him and said, no, you don't, because I read the article, he didn't have an excuse. He said we had to rush the article, the news was breaking, we had to get it to the
stands. Let me ask you this,
The point is, that's not fair.
Okay.
That is not fair journalism in a big political race.
But the media isn't fair across the board. Do you believe this was a conscious hit piece by this magazine? Or was it just, we don't care pretty much what we say, we just want to slap this provocative cover and sell a lot of things? What was it?
Well, I don't know any of the people involved. I can tell you this. I've had that guy Bradley on my morning show. He seems like a nice guy. I think he was maybe in over his head on this. Listen, I can't defend him one way or the other. Okay. All I can say is, in the past...
That's probably fair. We can't read their minds. We don't know what they've been like that.
We can't, but the author of the article did go online on a blog today and say she's going to vote for McCain. She's a McCain supporter.
Right. Let's give Us magazine the benefit of the doubt. Now, the last question...
But listen...
Go ahead.
You can give them the benefit of the doubt on motivation, but you can't give them the benefit of the doubt on fair and balanced reporting, because that article was, at best, incomplete and, at worst, blatantly biased.
Okay. Does it matter? Do people you're talking to in the checkout counter or the grocery store, and by the way, next time you go, please let me know. I will help you with the packages. Does it matter? Do they care, or do they know that this kind of stuff is frivolous? They being the voters.
I don't think they do know, because listen, we've got sort of our audience, right, that watches Fox, that watches cable news. They're steeped in the news. They know what's going on. And then there's a whole audience out there that really doesn't watch cable news. They don't watch a lot of other news. They're just going through the supermarket checkout line to entertain themselves while they buy their groceries, and they pull a magazine like this. This could be virtually all they know about Sarah Palin. Now,
there's absolutely the uninformed voter. Okay. All right, Megan, thanks very much. We appreciate it.